Mr. Beeman, your 2 o'clock is here.
Come in.
Hello,
How you doing today? My name is Anthony Bean.
I'm Amanda.
How you doing today, man?
I'm good.
How was your ride here?
It's okay. It's kind of rainy outside, so
Yeah,
I'm a little
for
sick
some reason.
now.
Yeah, for some reason the weather tends to switch up around this time of year.
Yeah, so up and down. I think that's why I'm sick now, but hey.
That's okay. So what brings you here today?
I was actually referred here by my professor, so I kind of just came at her orders, hoping, I guess things will help. My life is just crazy right now, so anything helps.
That's interesting. Well, here at the University College Counseling, we tend to help students as it relates to their any issues that may cause a drop in performance academically, emotionally, or anything that may affect their social lives in a negative way. So, could you tell me anything in particular?
That brings me. Really lately, like I said, everything's just been crazy, hard to keep up with, but I know my teacher referred me here because my grades have been dropping dramatically, and it's just, I feel like I don't have time for school anymore, so I kind of push it to the back burner because I'm trying to survive. I have to work 2 jobs, have to support myself financially because I don't really have that connection with my family to run to them for money and stuff. So it's just a lot of pressure on me, and school really isn't my main focus anymore. I've picked up a lot more responsibilities lately and been going through a lot of changes in my personal life. So
Well, I feel like today one of our main priorities will be to try to make school more of a priority for you and try to address some of these other issues that may be affecting your academic success.
okay.
First off, tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Well, like I said, my name's Amanda. I'm 21 years old. I'm a junior here at Virginia State. My major is chemistry. I want to go further as far as I can in school, really. I don't know, like, I'm very involved on campus, but lately I've just been to myself, but usually I'm involved. I think I have a pretty good social life overall, but yeah, that's about it about me.
Okay, let's first talk about one of the more major issues, like you said, about your academics. Do you know any reasons why your academics may be being affected?
Well, I broke up with my boyfriend about a month ago, a little over a month ago. I'm just sick of him, really. We were living together and splitting the bills. So after I kicked him out, then all that financial responsibility fell on me. So I recently had to pick up a second job. I got to do what I got to do. And so school, I don't have time for school anymore. My job is taking up my whole life, but I need some place to live. And I have responsibility. I'm not going to depend on a man. So he's gone, and I just keep going, and I do what I got to do to survive.
Okay, well, I respect your views. But before we go into anything else, let me first tell you that anything that you say between us, it will remain confidential. However, if it may bring harm to you or anyone else, I may have to disclose that information.
Thank you.
Well, next, so as it relates to your relationship issues, you brought up a little bit earlier. What kind of things were going on with you and your previous boyfriend?
He a cheater. I don't have time for that. I'm tired of going through it with him. I'm fed up. I deserve better, so I needed to leave. I saw my father treat my mother the same way, and I refused to deal with that. I always felt like she was crazy for staying with him, so why would I be a hypocrite and go against my own word. I always said I wouldn't deal with that. And I could see a direct reflection of my mother and father through my relationship, well, my previous relationship. So I had to cut it off.
Okay, well, do you feel like your relationship, the relationship between your father and mother that you were previously viewing, has any other effects with, like, with maybe friends or any other relationships you may have?
No, I wouldn't say with friends. Well, really, honestly, after seeing my mother and my father argue all the time in the house, I kind of use my friends as like an outlet. I don't want to be home around that drama. So that's where like my strong friendships come from. That's why I'm so social, because I want to get to know other people so that I didn't have to be home. And then now with my my ex-boyfriend, like I said, I cut him off, but I mean, our drama has definitely affected some of my friendships now in a negative way, because I kept going back a couple of times, and then my friends didn't like that. They felt like he was doing me wrong and I was being stupid and naive. So, yeah, but when I finally realized for myself, I did cut him off, but by that time my friends were gone, so they didn't concern to me either.
That's deep. Well, it seems to me that your previous engagement with your boyfriend has a great impact on, your social life, with your life with your friends, and maybe it could tie into why your academics are kind of faltering at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, things happen. It all falls down, really. It's crazy how one thing can affect so many areas, but I'm exhausted. I just don't have time for school. I'm not going back to him. I'm not asking him for anything, finances, nothing. I'm not asking my parents. Like, I can't go back there. Like, my parents don't have money to support my household and their household and raise my little siblings. So it's me. Like, I chose to get the apartment, so now I have to maintain and I have to adapt to the changes.
Well, I'm glad you look at it that way, because why it maybe seem hard, because I think one of the major issues when people have problems with relationships like this is because primarily you used to seek that individual for a sense, of support. Our spouses and friends tend to be our primary support system. So being that, you cut that part of your life away, I can understand why you may be feeling some type of hardship as it relates to other areas of your life.
I mean, yeah, but like I said, friends come and go. It's more to be found. Like, I'm not about to dwell over it. If they were real friends, they would have held me down to the end. I miss them, but I'm not worried about them. It's whatever.
So how deeply are your feelings towards your friends? Because you say that you miss them, but other times when you break them up, you're saying, well, you don't need them, or you can do without them. So.
Well, I just feel like everybody who has ever said they was going to be here for me, or everybody who has ever played a role where they're supposed to be here for me and support me, they've turned their back. So I'm used to it. And at this point, I just don't care. Like I said, friends come and go. I can replace them. They weren't real from the beginning if they could leave that quick. They saw me at one of my darkest moments. They knew I couldn't turn to my parents for any support, any help. I didn't want to hear my parents' mouth about my relationship or anything like that. Typically, I'm supposed to be able to go to my friends. So why would you turn your back on me at that time in my life? So I'm over them. Like, it caught me off guard. I miss them, like I said, but life goes on.
That's interesting. Well, excuse me. Well, as it relates to your friends and your boyfriend, your previous boyfriend, I feel that I understand why you may have these views towards it, but do you feel like that is hindering anything else? As in, do you think that these relationships may have a reverse impact on your school?
Yes, I mean, I think about these things all day, every day. I'm not gonna act, I'm human. I'm not gonna act like I don't think about it. I'm not gonna act like it doesn't affect me. I think about it, it stays on my mind, and typically I just don't have time to pay attention to school. I don't have time to do my work at home. I don't have time to study at home. And when I'm in class, I don't have time to concentrate with all this other stuff on my mind. Like, I know that's what's playing into school. Usually, I'm a AB student. Like, I have like a 3.5 GPA, but now most of my grades are D's and F's this semester. And I know it's because of all the drama that's going on, but I can't help it. Like, life happens.
Yeah, I understand. As you told me some of your other issues earlier, what outlets do you seek as it relates when everything's overwhelming at times? What do you tend to do to relieve yourself or to take some of the stress away?
I turn up. I'm a
Turn up?
college student. I turn up. I drink, party, I smoke. Anytime I get off work, that's where I'm gonna be at. So I don't have to think about life's problems. I wanna be drunk. I don't wanna be sitting here dwelling on all my problems. So I drink, I smoke, I party.
Do you feel that finding more positive outlets to these issues would help you, kind of handle them more or put them behind you?
What do you mean by more positive outlets? Because I like turning up.
Well, not that I'm trying to change or anything, but maybe I know when I'm stressed out, I like to exercise. So that's in one way that helps relieve stress, and in another it's positive because it helps build the body. And for me, that's a great way.
Okay. Well, I mean, I used to write. I don't have time. I don't want to write my thoughts out anymore because it's just going to allow more time for me to think about my problems. Versus when I'm drunk, I don't have to think about my problems because I don't remember them. I don't really know. Because when I turn up, I turn up. So I don't want to sit here and write, be by myself, Mm-hmm. Usually, when I used to write stuff to inspire other people, not necessarily writing about my problems at the moment. I may have wrote about past problems and how I got through them, but I'm not through this, so I'm not going to write about it.
Okay, well, as you say that writing was another outlet that you could have taken, do you believe that these issues you're going through right now are minor phases? You believe you can get past these like very soon?
Well, me and my boyfriend worked together for 2 years. So, I mean, he took up a major part of my life. Like, college has been him. Like, my whole college experience has been with him. So, I mean, it's going to be hard to adapt to that. But, like, life goes on. I can get over it. It's just, I feel like when I take one step forward lately, I get knocked 3 steps back. I'm trying to hold off this bill so that I can pay this one. Like, I'm not used to living like that. Like, we've always had each other. So as far as finances wise, like, it's going to take a while for me to get adjusted to managing and being able to really just have me. Because my boyfriend had a good job. I have a good job too, but not to manage a household such as mine with school expenses also.
Okay, well, earlier you told me about your parents, how you used to see them that kind of relayed to you when your relationship with your prior boyfriend. Do you know anything else that would possibly have this type of effect on you?
Might affect me, like what? Being angry?
Because you said earlier that seeing your mother and your dad, argue all the time. Then again you started arguing with your boyfriend. You was like, okay, this is not going to happen.
Yeah. So, I mean, I saw my parents go through things. I saw my parents struggle. So that drives me as far as finances and stuff. So that's why I pick up 2 jobs. that's why I stress myself out trying to manage class and 2 full-time jobs. But at the end of the day, I don't want to struggle like my parents. I've been through that struggle. I have to make it out for my little brothers and my little sister. Like, I have to be that positive influence. I have to be the one to make it. So I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm not going back home. If anything, my brothers and sisters need to be able to come to me. I want to make it so that I can be able to help take care of them so that they don't have to go through what I went through, watching, my parents fight all the time, or watching my dad abuse my mother, or my dad's drinking and stuff like that. Like, I don't want my brothers and sisters to see that. So I'm going to do what I have to do financially. I'm going to put money first, money above everything. So.
Well, honestly, I can understand why you feel this way about some of these issues. Okay, well, let's review of one of your main purposes for coming today. First off, we just discussed about your relationship issues. Second, the impact they're having on your grades. Then we began to talk about the financial hardships that you were having. As you said, you was putting off to pay bills, to pay other bills. Mm-hmm. And as I tried to do earlier, finding more positive outlets for you, besides, your, what do you say, turn up?
Yeah, turn up.
Yes. I feel that one of our major issues, as I stated earlier, is that your previous relationship is having a more harsh impact on your financial state. Mm-hmm. And I feel that we could address this by I would possibly recommend you for any type of temporary assistance.
Yeah, I mean, that would work. I never really looked into that. All I've known and all I've had is me. So I don't typically look to others for help. I don't ask others for help. It's just me. So that could be a possibility. I know I've never looked into it so far. So.
Okay. Do you know any other people or any other possible relatives that may have had governmental assistance?
Yeah. My aunts, my little cousins. My personal household didn't, because with my mother and my father being married and everything, like, they made too much and stuff like that. So we didn't get it, but I know my little cousins and stuff, like my aunts and stuff. They used to get it, but like food stamps and stuff like that. But that's about it.
Well, do you feel like getting assistance or maybe picking up another job, which one would be more feasible for you as it relates to your financial issues?
I already picked up another job, so. But I ain't really trying to go on the food stamps.
I mean,
I don't know, like, my parents just people always making fun of people on food stamps and stuff like that. Like, I don't got time for that. I don't want nobody to say I'm living off the government or I'm some type of welfare mother, anything like that. Like, I get mine. I make my own money, so.
I applaud you for your independent views. Maybe would you possibly look into, like, getting a roommate, maybe?
I mean, I've thought about that, but I only have a 1-bedroom right now.
Oh.
I mean, I guess looking for a 2-bedroom or a roommate, or somebody who's looking for a roommate or something, like, maybe that's a possibility, but I only have a 1-bedroom right now since it was me and my boyfriend.
Oh, okay. Well, like you were stating earlier that you're independent. Would you rather just live on your own? Because I feel that living on your own would be a better option for you, rather than teaming up with someone.
I am a loner. I have so many brothers and sisters. Like, I'm tired of living with people. Like, my boyfriend, that's different. Like, that's different. But some random person. No, I'm not really about that life, but anything helps, I guess.
Well, maybe if not just finding some random person, maybe getting out, meeting new people. This could give you another type of, outlet to your stress. This could give you somebody to talk to, maybe somebody to be around when you're dealing with these issues that tend to plague you recently. As we discussed earlier, what do you feel that is possibly, besides the boyfriend, what do you feel that is affecting your financial situation? Is it because this happened so abruptly, or is it because you didn't prepare for possibly doing this on your own?
I never prepared for doing it on my own. When I finally, my first year in college, I lived in the dorm, and then me and my boyfriend moved into our apartment our sophomore year. And, I've had him up until a month and a half ago. So I never really had to, balance finances and really being independent, living on my own, being a grown-up now. I never really had to do that so much on my own because we moved in together when I got my first place, So I think everything happening so fast, and then I don't know, I just see so many other college kids, like they can go to their parents still treats them like a child in my opinion. But when I came to college, this was it for me. It was like do or die, you're independent now. And I don't necessarily look to my family as a resource. Like I can't go back there like you grown up. What I look like going backwards type thing. They raised me. They did their responsibility, handled their responsibility. Now it's up to me. And, I got the scholarships I needed to cover school and stuff like that. My parents haven't even had to help me pay for school or anything like that. So what I look like going to them, asking them to help me pay for my apartment, I could just hear them now. That all they're going to say is move back to the dorm. And I'm not doing that. You got to grow up.
Well, just to sum up some of the things some goals we're going to set. One of our primary focuses is the possible financial assistance. I know how you feel about dealing with the government, depending on the government or whatever.
Right.
But we may need to look into that temporarily as you get back on your feet.
Okay.
Positive outlets.
Okay, so what do you do for your positive? Like what? I like turning up. What is wrong with turning up?
Well, I feel that there are more positive ways to deal with stress because alcohol usage, drug usage can have a bad impact on your mental health. Which in turn can cause problems with you learning and picking up more information, which can have an effect on your grades. So I feel that maybe, just going out with friends, getting to know people, or maybe a positive outlet for you could be, you were saying about writing.
Mm-hmm.
Writing. I feel that your writing would be a more feasible option for you now because it's something you already know how to do. It's something that you enjoy doing. So how do you feel about writing more now?
I never really thought about it. Never really cared to write about these issues right now. But I haven't written in so long. So I guess I could try that. And I could, meet new people since my fake friends are gone. I think meeting new people, I like that idea. It's a possibility.
Yes. See? Open up a little. There's other things to do, besides turn up. That's what you said?
Yes, turn up.
Well, we discussed that our major focus would be, two major focuses would be to help you meet your billing needs and as it relates to your apartment and to help you out of your academic funk. Any other issues that I feel we need to address? Maybe your mental, emotional state. You were telling me that earlier that you were having headaches, some type of migraines or anything.
Yeah, but that's just stress, like typical stress. Growing up, that's everything on my plate. I know that's where it comes from, and I always stress myself out, and I know I should stop, but I'll get everything under control eventually.
Okay, I'm proud that you can say that. As it relates to your schoolwork again, will you think about tutoring as an option?
If I could go to tutoring, it's just my schedule. Like, by the time I'm off work or whenever I'm off work, which is very rare, the tutoring hours are over. Like, professors are gone. Like, I get off work 10, 11, 12 at night, and then who's there to tutor me? I mean, is there online to, like, I don't know. As far as my professors, though, they're gone. Like, they're not about to stay in their office till 10 o'clock at night to help me when I finally get off work.
Okay, well, as I said earlier about your outlet issue, about getting to meet new people that you said you would be able to do for yourself, maybe you could meet new people and organize study groups maybe to help you with your work.
That's an option.
Yeah, because I know when I was going to college, it was great to do study groups. It was very effective because being that we're all learning, some people learn other information faster than others, so we were able to pass along this information, which in turn, helped everybody maintain a great grade in the class.
That makes sense. I mean, I'd be open to that.
What about, you mentioned earlier several times about turning up. Will you, do you think this issue is like drastic enough that you may need any type of alcohol or substance abuse informative classes?
Am I addicted to alcohol and weed? I don't think. I mean, I just like it, honestly. I mean, I could use the money that I spend on the turn up in other places, but I mean, that's the only problem I see. But I like turning up, so.
Well, maybe not in the environment of an AA meeting or anything, but maybe some type of alcohol or substance abuse forums that your school may be having that you could possibly visit throughout the semester.
Yeah, I mean, I know some, there are some organizations that hold forums and stuff, but, I mean, I could go to those and see what they have to say. I don't know. If I stopped drinking, I could have a lot more finances too, and yeah, I mean, I guess I can understand where you're coming from. I still do have my problems when I'm done turning up, so, yeah.
Okay, I'm glad to see you're trying to stray away from the turn up. That's good. We talked about earlier about possible temporary assistance, like maybe food stamps or other types of benefits. Do you think of anything, other programs that may help you in your current situation?
No, unless somebody gonna pay one of these bills of mine, that's about it.
Well, I know some programs they offer may include like cooling and heating assistance that can help you as well.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so
That'd be great.
I'm gonna make a little note here. I will maybe at a later date, me and you can go through some possible program assistance that can help you, pay these bills or anything else you may need in your home.
Okay, thank you.
And one of our major issues was your prior relationship with your previous boyfriend. So for that, would you be open to counseling, any type of relationship counseling?
Not with him. let myself baby, but I'm over him. I'm done with him. That's over.
Okay. I mean, you don't necessarily, have to show up with him, like a parenting class or whatever. I know these groups are primarily, mainly women that
Okay.
may have previous relationship issues. They meet I think it's Wednesdays, they meet at the center and they just, discuss their prior experiences.
Ooh,
Relationships.
that should be interesting. Maybe I will do that.
Okay, as we just talked about these steps, the class, the substance abuse forums, or the assistance, how feasible do you think these options are? Do you think you could address these issues immediately, or you think it's gonna take some time?
I mean, I think I would have to go to the programs and see like what they're about and like if they really fit me before I can make a decision like that. But I am open and willing to, go to these different programs and try it out. But then we can go from there. But that's about it.
Okay. Which one of these issues do you feel would be the easiest or the quickest for you to accomplish?
I need to get my grades up. Because if I don't get my grades up, I lose my scholarships. And if I lose my scholarships, that's another financial burden. Who paying for school? It's a blessing that I do have scholarships and grants. So I really don't want to lose those. Like I said, I was a good student. This isn't me. I know this isn't me. So I do want to get that under control as soon as possible.
Oh, yes, because that is our overwhelming major issue. Because I feel that if you address these smaller issues, then that would be one that would just fall in place. Due to the positive that you're bringing in from these other issues being solved, your academics would definitely benefit from the other issues being taken away. So right now, I would like to we reviewed the plans, and I would like to compose a chart to help you be aware of your influences and how these impact you.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we have Amanda. And you said one of your major influences was your private relationship with your former boyfriend.
Okay.
And one of your positives, you mentioned earlier that you attended church. Was one of your positive relationships, church. And you said you have a positive relationship with your siblings.
Yes.
And you were kind of on the edge about friendships and other relationships.
They come and go.
And maybe another more relationship that needs to be either ended or addressed is your substance use. Okay. Here you see that some of your relationships, like with your with your substance use and your friendships, they could use a little bit more work. Okay, do you feel that, which one do you feel that you would be able to address with your substance use or?
Substance abuse. Friends come and go. I'm not stressing. It's whatever.
And as you told me earlier, I don't feel like it's a major problem, but I feel like we can have a more positive, like I said, more positive outlook towards using substances. I would say keep church, because I know me personally, when I have problems, when I go to church or when I'm around church members, whether it be Sundays, Bible studies, or anything else, I tend to have a more positive outlook on other aspects of my life. Okay. So, and we already mentioned the former boyfriend and how we're gonna address that. Okay. So let's kind of discuss, let's compose and let's compose a gene as it relates to your family. No? Okay. Well, maybe I feel that this chart will definitely help you sort out your influences and which ones you may need to work on, which ones you may need to eliminate, and which ones you may need to keep.
Okay.
So I'm gonna leave this here. And so, kind of wrapping things up. Our main focuses here was to make a plan to improve your academics,
Mhm.
to discover other means to reduce your stress, to address your issues as it relates to sustaining your home, you know,
Mhm.
possible financial assistance,
Right.
and relationship building as it relates to friends,
Right.
building friendships. Okay, do you feel that we've addressed these issues today?
Yes, I feel like we have a solid plan, and I feel like this session really helped me to really see what direction I need to go in and establish some goals. And I feel like with your suggestions, things could get better. And I think me trying some of the options you gave me as far as the groups and stuff, I feel like I am willing to go. So I guess we can see where things go from there.
Well, I'm glad you feel that way. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, like I said, I really appreciated this meeting. I felt comfortable, so thank you for just listening to me and really giving me some resources or possible resources. So thank you.
Okay, well, I would like to tell you, please do not stay too long away. If you need to come back to counseling, we'll be here to help you.
Okay, thank you so
Okay,
much.
and just remember to stay positive, to be mindful of things, and let's put these plans into action.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, I'm glad you came in today, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Mr. Beaman.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too.